Hey, what it do, what the business is.
It is another week in the books with the On Deck TV show. I am Spike Lou.
Man, holla at your boy Animal Brown, Animal_Brown, if you're looking for me on social media.
Absolutely. I am Spike Lou on all the same social sites. Holla at your boy across all social media platforms. I am Spike Lou. What up, though?
Man, I can't call it. Man, went to Invest Fest. I'm going to speak about it a little bit later on.
Invest Fest weekend.
That was this weekend. 12,000.
Shout out the guys
people.
over at my bad. Earn Your Leisure. Shout out those guys over there.
They've been promoting it heavy. 12,000 people in attendance. It was 4,000 people last year.
Nice.
Crazy.
Doubled up.
Yeah.
What was it? You listen to their podcast a lot, right?
Every once in a while. Yeah,
Did you go last year?
No.
Okay, but they got you this year. They like, I got to check this out.
No, my man had an extra pass, and he hit me last minute. It was like, yo, you busy? I'm like, nah, what's happening? He like, bro, I got an extra wristband. The wife, he couldn't make it. I was like, shit, I'm on the way then, my boy.
That's pretty fly right there. That's dope.
Sure.
I bet that's a dope space to be in. Any takeaways, anything you got for the people?
Yeah, I'm gonna save it for later on for my put on.
You're gonna spoon feed the people.
Absolutely. You gotta wait on that.
I see. Well, if you know, you're here, the On Deck TV show. We do this every Wednesday, me and my guy, Animal Brown. Usually we have a topic for you, but the people been asking for it, so we're going to give it to you. A quick hits episodes. We break our show up into 3 segments, usually quick hits, a main topic, and our wins or a loss. But this week, all quick hits, baby. All the news that we want to go over, everything that we want to touch on, including Diddy signing 50 Cent, and J. Cole getting passed up by 50, Drake and Lil Baby's collab. 21 Savage had a similar thought process to Gucci in one of his recent tweets. A lot's been going on out here in these streets. But first of all, Animal Brown, I know you seen your mans on Drink Champs. I know you seen the clips floating around. I know you seen Irv Gotti, Mr. Storyteller himself, probably the best storyteller in hip hop. You couldn't tell from this TV series. That's neither here nor there. My question to you is very simple to start off the quick hits episode. Animal Brown, how do you feel about the clips you've seen from Irv Gotti, mainly speaking on Ashanti?
Yeah, because I didn't watch the entire interview yet. At some point, I will get there. I did hear that that Nori is doing a better job of letting people talk. And I'm excited about that because Irv is somebody, number one, he wasn't going to talk over anyway. That's number one. No, number two, Irv is a good storyteller, and he usually hypes a lot of things up, and it's entertaining. All the clips that I've seen have been about salacious, chatty patty shit that I'm not really that into. I don't really care about what him and Ashanti had going on. It's not me and Ashanti. So therefore, I really don't give a shit about that. One of my homeboys was telling me about the interview though, and he talked about how he broke down that $300 million deal that he had spoken about, that we talked about him having a couple of weeks ago. I'm here for that. That is I wish my man knew the minute mark where I could just go straight to that so he can explain that part. And he also explained the issue with him and Ashanti as it relates to her masters and her trying to re-record the material so that she can sell her songs again and how that didn't work for her. I would love to hear more about the business side of that stuff. Personally, the Chatty Patty, he's married with a girlfriend. It happens to be Ashanti, and I made this song after we had sex. I don't even know what song that was, bro. Like
Happy, nigga. You know what song you make out?
I know Pharrell's Happy. I know that. I don't know Irv Gotti and Ashanti's Happy. I don't know what the fuck that is. So he could have kept that, dude.
Hey, man. 3 hours and 27 minutes. That's how long this interview is. I'm a Rogan fan, as people know that listen to this, so I'm used to the long format. I agree with you. I'm not really here for the chatty patty, Ashanti. Like to me, you look nuts. Like, because if I'm not mistaken, he's married, right?
To my knowledge, or he was at the time. I
thought he was married, but it's mad disrespectful to your wife, B. Like the previous wife, current wife, whatever. But that ain't none of my business, like you said. What I do appreciate, and from the chatty patty clips, He just got that $300 million bag. Irv Gotti know how to keep his name in the streets. And it ain't going to be from what me and you want to hear. Oh, the business. Oh, what them 300 million breaking down like. Oh, this happened with Hove. Yeah, that's cool for you and me. That's why it's 3 hours and 27 minutes. But shout out to Drink Champ. Shout out to Nori and Irv. They know how to sell a story. Irv got that money. Like I said, now I got to get out here and market it. And what better way in today's society than to hit him with the salacious shit.
Yeah.
I'm sure Ashanti is super over this. Again, to me, you sound washed and delusional, but hey, man, you're Irv Gotti, bro. You just got 300 million. Who am I to talk about it? I'm not here for it, just like what you said, Animal Brown, but I understand what's going on. I see the gears turning. Nori got a mean lineup coming up. I think Chappelle interview should be amazing, amongst other things. So shout out to Nori and Drink Champs and what they doing. But yeah, I get it. I get why. Like if he was telling us about the 300 million and how that broke down, the clips wouldn't have made the rounds. Agreed. Unfortunately, in today's time. So I get it. And
that's a shame because I would like to know how to make 300 million. I'm sure there's other people who would be interested in that. It would do me more good than
100%.
But I get it. I understand. It's the world we live in. I ain't tripping. They do have a mean lineup. Shout out to them. I hope Nori's getting better. Maybe I'll get to it. It's gonna take me 3 weeks to get through 3.5 hours of any interview. I don't know if I got that. But Irv is not married anymore. He was, and I think he may have been at the time. They got divorced in 2013.
I wonder why.
So I don't know if they were married around this time, but we know if you know anything about Murder Inc., bro, like Irv, Ja, they were shaking it. Like, so I'm sure there's probably some overlap somehow, but they had a relationship, man. It is what it is, and everybody knows it. It's not a secret anymore. Would I go and talk about exes? That's not my thing, but hey, man, if that's what Irv want to be on, and so be it. He had a relationship, he can do it, I guess. I don't know. And
that's Nori. That's the beauty. I know you talked about him talking over the people and stuff. He probably one of the few podcast hosts is gonna get that out. That's the beauty of Drink Champs, in my opinion. I know we've said it here before, but just one, he gets them drunk, but two, it's just letting their guard down because it's someone who is in the industry versus you or I who reaching out on a cold call. It's like,
he don't know what's like
this. Exactly. So he ain't going into no Ashanti stories, and he don't really know our approach. But being that comfortable with Nori, that's how you get that information. So that's really what I appreciate the most. I don't expect him to be quiet and let motherfuckers finish their thoughts. So it comes with the territory, I guess.
For sure. Next up, man, keep in New York. 2 possible signings happened that a lot of people didn't know about. Back in the day, Diddy passed on signing 50 Cent, obviously. Fast forward a little bit in the future, 50 actually passed on signing J. Cole as well. Hypothetically speaking, if any one of these moves would have went down, which one do you think would have worked best?
50 Cent signing J. Cole. If 50 Cent had signed J. Cole, I probably could see him still being relevant musically today. And I feel like that would have been a turn in the right direction for G-Unit, may have sparked something in 50 creatively that gets him back in that bag to when he was hot as fish grease. But I just feel like creatively, J. Cole is such a monster. Like when he signed with Hove was past that point. Like, I ain't got time really, bro. Like, I'm co-signing you. That should be it. Had he signed with 50 at that point with G-Unit and 50 was still trying to cook, yeah, we may not have gotten power, unfortunately. Who cares? But in reality, we get a longer musical career from 50 Cent, sparked from the J. Cole and having that fire in your camp, rejuvenating the rest of the G-Unit niggas. Maybe you get more relevant Lloyd Banks shit. And it's completely different from what you've seen with 50, but still getting that stamp from, I think that would have worked wonders at that point in time. The reason that I don't see the 50 Cent and Diddy has a very profound vision. He's a visionary. He sees it. He knew 50 was going to be for whoever put him on. Like 50 then took shots at Dre at some point in time. Like, he know a South Jamaica Queens nigga. He from New York. I know he a hothead. I ain't even trying to go through all of that. Plus, ain't no telling what 50 know about Puff just from New York street lure days and shit he didn't heard from just being in New York, both of them being from there. I know from like Puff probably knew for a fact that wasn't gonna work and get 50 to the point because they were just gonna clash. They're two alpha males. What you got?
Yeah, I think although they are two alpha males, I do think the Diddy and the 50 signing would have been better. Because you got to think, Shine had just got locked up 2001. He had just, like, Mace was gone, obviously Big was gone. He had found Shine. Shine was talented, and he gets locked up for a 10-piece. Around that time that 50 came out, early 2000s, that would have been on time for Puff and Bad Boy. They needed that in the worst way. So for me, that would have been a win for Puff. Now, would that have capped 50 off? Who knows? Because let's be fair, 50 is signed to Dr. Dre. And maybe if you would have asked, do you think that's a good idea? He's actually technically signed to Eminem. So if you would have asked, hey, do you think that's a good idea to sign to Eminem? Maybe we would have thought that would have limited his ceiling. It obviously didn't. And so maybe the same thing could have happened with Puff. The Cole is signing to 50. That just doesn't match. Cole didn't come around till late 2000s. By then, the G Unit train had ran off the tracks. He doesn't fit with that brand anyway. To me, I wouldn't see him signing him. And then plus it was over with at that time. But that's interesting though, because Yayo said that he brought Cole to 50, like, yo, check dude out, he nice. Boom, boom, boom. He linked up with him somehow at Syracuse or whatever school Cole went to at the time.
St. John's, I believe.
St. John's, excuse me, St. John's. Now, what Yayo was doing at St. John's, who knows? But he somehow got his hands on his tape, man. But shout out to Yayo. Yayo said he brought a couple niggas to 50 that 50 passed on that we're all familiar with, household name type shit.
I just don't think
A$AP Rocky.
He brought 50 A$AP Rocky. Is that who got A$AP Rocky popping?
No, he didn't. I mean, 50 didn't go
passed on him.
Yeah,
I would have too. That being said, I just feel like the 50 is not the type of artist that there's no respect there for Puff. Like, I feel like that being both of them are from New York, he look at Puff differently since he even though he done all the shit musically, since he a dancer and was like, he wasn't on the shit that 50 was on. Not taking anything away from Puff, but they're just two different type of New York niggas. So I do think that Puff and 50 would have clashed there. One, both being alpha male, but two, 50 just not having the same respect that a Mace would have for him. Like the niggas that Puff signed, like he slick saved them. Not saying that he wouldn't have been saving 50. I just don't think. Like these niggas is looking up to Puff slickly.
Facts.
50 ain't doing that.
50 think he's bigger than Puff.
Facts, exactly. And he's probably looking at him like, okay, he a hell of a rapper. It's a white boy. I just could see him succumbing to that more so than Puff. But interesting that you think it that way. I just think that you're right. It would have been very late in the G Unit run, but that may have sparked something in it, man. And goes to my thing too. What people give 50 a whole lot of credit for, I just don't agree with him being a great businessman. Like people will cite the Coca-Cola deal and the vitamin water or whatever it may be, and they try to compare him to Puff or to a Jay-Z, but 50. It was the music, the TV stuff is cool. It's mid. He lucked up on it, in my opinion, but he not like Hove and Puff when you're talking about hip hop moguls and business guys. I've never seen his mind that way.
Well, you got to look. He also had the Reebok deal at the time. The G Unit sneakers was hot. He had niggas wearing wife beaters that look crazy with stripes on them and shit. You probably had one.
Definitely did not.
Definitely
never wore G Unit gear. Never wore G Unit gear.
No, but you're right. The claim to fame is the vitamin water, and we've talked about that before. There's a little bit of a shuck involved with that, but still, it was a major deal nonetheless. You can't take nothing away from the Power universe, though. He's the first rapper to produce TV on the level that he has. No one has done that. The same way P kind of did it with Hollywood. And from a movie aspect, he's doing it with TV. So I can't take that away from him. But no, he doesn't belong in the conversation with Jay, though.
Not many people do.
Let's be very clear about that.
Yeah, to be fair, not many people do. All right. Next quick hit in the entire quick hit episode from the On Deck TV show, man. Drake and Lil Baby dropped a new one over the weekend. DJ Khaled. I assume it's his single for his new project that's coming out. I don't know how stuff drops these days. My question to you, though, Animal Brown, did you listen to it? And did the streak of bangers from Baby and Drake end?
I don't think the streak ended. I think it was close, though. because I do like the song. I don't love it. I love what they did before though. That the one that's on the Drake 4-piece last year. That shit was crazy. And we know what the joint they got with Gunna. That shit was hard. And then obviously we know with the Pikachu, all of that shit. So they were on a roll up until this point. And then even the one on Certified Lover Boy, I actually like that record. You hated on that. But that record was dope. And hell no. And they got a lot of clock too. That got a lot of spins.
Remember it. I'm gonna be honest with you. I don't even remember that.
Staring at your dress because it's
what's Certified Lover Boy? Is that an album?
Nah,
was it a song?
We're not gonna do Drake any kind of way though.
I don't even remember what that is.
But the song, I like that record. Then it got some spins too. So they were on a streak up until this point to a lot of people. I think the song is cool. Stand Alive. They sampled the Bee Gees joint. You kind of got that feeling that was coming from the album artwork and Khaled dressed in fucking John Travolta clothes. So I think it's cool. It's not all of that. It sounds like a Khaled record. It sounds like that. Like Khaled makes like songs that belong on soundtracks. It sounds like a soundtrack rap song, bro. Right. And it's cool. And if in the right setting, it may sound better. But it's just it's a cool song. I'm going to keep the streak alive and say it didn't break with this.
Streak is over. Pack these niggas up. They are done. And I ain't talking about Baby. I hope Baby has realized it too and don't let these niggas use him again for their rollouts. Drake, far as rap, Khaled, that shit is over with. Baby is an ascending star, and they trying to pull him down with this bullshit. This song is some slaw. Like, if it's Khaled, if it's Baby, if it's Drake, it's supposed to be a moment. It's supposed to move the meter, and it didn't. That 4-pack song did. I remember seeing the cartoons and Drake getting washed up by Baby. What I walk away from this saying is I hope Baby realizes where he is in the game and the leverage that he holds. Number one right now. When it comes to like even over Dirk, you tell me whoever you want to name, the hottest rapper in the game right now is Lil Baby. And even Lil Baby, the hottest rapper in the game, couldn't do shit with this DJ Khaled throwaway track and a Drake washed up 16. It's over for them niggas. If Baby was smart, he's like, I'm bringing my 4PF or whoever the fuck. I want to get popping because now I'm the nigga with the stimulus package. All that formula that they've done with Baby and Drake, it's over. It's washed. Times go by a lot quicker now in this microwave society. No knock to Drake, no knock to Khaled in the sense of what they've done in their career. But when we talking about putting out something and making the streets hot, song of the summer type shit, them niggas are out of that conversation right now and almost took Baby with them.
Baby, including this record, has dropped 10 songs this year, and you can't name 2 of them.
Okay.
You can't name 2 of them, bro.
What's your point?
That he's not on fire like how you trying to say he's on fire. If he's dropped 10 songs and you can't name 2 this year, the year ain't even over yet. We still got 4 months left, dude.
Right.
All of them have been misses.
All of those are throwaways. I ain't seen him either. Like if he was out here actively promoting an album or songs, then those songs would be sticking. But if he got shit in the vault, like I'm just gonna throw this out here to test the temperature and hopefully I catch one.
Ice cold.
That's what he's doing. Like that's very clear. You know that if you weren't hating, you would say it too. But I'm gonna get these throwaways off. I'm gonna get these streams, and guess what I'm gonna do? Throw these on the album on the back end. So when it come out, it's already gold or platinum or whatever shucks the rest of the rappers pulling. Baby doing the same thing. He just the hottest niggas in the game doing it.
I'll give him this. I love what he did for the back to school shit, though.
Yes.
Love it. Bought out Foot Locker. He had the backpack stuffing. Had the, you know what I'm saying? Like I love
old over here in the his old stomping ground, the West End Mall. He had a fair. Brought some rides and games and stuff out for the kids. Gave away school supplies. Rented out the Foot Locker, gave kids pairs of shoes.
Good shoes too, though.
Good shoes. Yeah, Jordan, like not the rinky dink shit, but the good shit. Paired up with Foot Locker and done that. So that was very dope. Look, you're absolutely right. Absolutely right.
He's becoming one of my favorites outside of the movie. He's again, I've said this before, and I don't know if the documentary has come out yet, but I'm here for it whenever it does drop. He seemed like a solid dude. Like again, I know we talk about this all the time. If somebody was to come out, you never really heard no smut on his name at all. I haven't. Let me say that. You don't really hear nobody coming at him on no beef shit. Like, he does what he does. He seems to stay out of the way.
You're talking about Baby, right?
Yeah.
Okay.
While still being accessible. You know what I'm saying? He was with the kids, signing autographs, taking pictures, doing all that good shit. I really like how he moving out here. And I hope he keeps it that way, man. And keeps doing that shit. I love seeing that shit. That made my week right there.
Yeah, that was really dope. The kids were very excited. Like you said, he was out there in the parking lot with them. They was talking to him and shit. So I see him talking to one of the dudes who owned the store over there, who used to fuck with him before he was on and shit. Like that's dope. Like, you get to see people and being in their community and still giving back. I wonder, do you think when other rappers hear or see about this, they hit him up and be like, hey man, I saw what you did. I'm gonna shoot you 10. Let me cash app you 10 racks towards it. Let me cash app you 100,000 towards you. Ain't gotta put my name on it. Then do you think that happens? Or do you, if it doesn't, why do you think it does?
I don't think it does, because people be wanting their name attached to shit.
That's nuts to me, man.
And that's the celebrity. They want to be attached to good press.
Like, I feel like, and I ain't saying that they don't, but I feel like if I'm Future, then I hate saying names, but I just want to make it more real, because I don't know that they didn't do this. But I feel like if I saw that on my social media feed and I got Lil Baby number and I'm a rapper and I didn't do it, I'm hitting him up like, brother, what you spent on that? Here go 50 towards it, or here go 2,500 towards it, nigga. Just here go a little something that I made from the show last night towards it. And again, not so my name can be in it. He ain't never got to release it, but just so you'll do it again. Yeah. Just so you don't look up at the end of it, be like, God damn, I spent 100,000. I ain't even realize it, because that happens too. Because you'll see people do this for a year and then they back out, because that shit is expensive. For like sure. Those charity events, especially if you ain't continuously hot, like Baby at his peak right now. So I would love to know like the logistics behind it. If niggas do hit him up and be like, keep that shit going, bro. Here go 10,000 towards it.
It's also a write-off too. Let's be clear. It's a business.
And be fair, you can write it off as a donation.
100%.
And Invest Fest drop right there, wasn't it? Also, man, shout out to the next topic. I'll let you read it in, but 21 Savage also had an event the day before.
Yeah, he had another back-to-school event as well, man. 21 Savage. But that's not what everybody's talking about right now. They're talking about a tweet that he posted, and he said, quote, Atlanta, we have to do better. Put the effing guns down. Now, if you saw this tweet and read through the comment section, you were probably very amused, and predictably, people commented with his song lyrics that, of course, if you know who 21 Savage is, you know the tone of his song lyrics. The first comment, spin the block twice like it ain't nowhere to park.
Question mark, this you?
This you. Now, he did respond. 21 Savage responded and said, a song is for entertainment. It's not an instruction manual on how to live life. In real life, I give away a lot of money and spread financial literacy to my community. Stop trying to make me one-dimensional. My question to you, 21 Savage, is this commendable that he's tweeting about stopping the gun violence, or is it hypocritical?
Man, it's a fine line. Because just last week we talked about Gucci Mane and Stop Dissing the Dead and him being able to do this. And here you have 21 Savage, and I just don't feel the same way. Because he appears, and I'm not saying that he is, this is part of his image. He appears to be more active. Like, I seen 21 Savage running through the pool party with the little snub nose in his trunks when a fight broke out. I seen that. Yeah. Even though Gucci Mane killed the nigga and was rapping about it, I understand that, but he just seems so removed. 21 Savage seems like I spin the block 2 times like it ain't nowhere to park. Like, it seems like that. And I understand his response, like, you got to be able to separate the two, and that's true, but it doesn't seem like that's what's happening in the streets. And I would cite those indictments coming down from the DA down here in Georgia where 21 Savage is active. Like, so it's a real fine line, and I get what he's doing. One, trying to remove himself, because at this event in which sparked the tweet, 6 people were shot, 1 man was killed, a young child was critically injured. It was during a softball game, I think, that he had sponsored or had something to do with. So, of course, if my name is tied to it or people know that I had something to do with the event, I want to, like Travis Scott, I want to remove myself and start getting these apologies and everything out there quick. Yeah. But at the same time, like, just your last verse that you dropped on Drake shit, like niggas is quoting, like spinning the block twice. And yeah, you can do both. You can still do that and be financial literate and teach to your community and give back. But at the same time, people are always going to cite the negative because they want to see your downfall.
Yeah. This is a classic case of damned if you do, damned if you don't. If he never tweets about stopping the violence, then you could attribute to him being a part of it. If he tweets stop the violence, then somebody's going to call him out because of something he said on the song. So there's always going to be a kind of a give and take with that. That's the position that he's in because that's the type of music that he makes. That's his brand. We're grown as men. We understand that it's a brand. Somebody else, maybe not so much. They may not get it. They may look at it as he taking him literally. 21 Savage has been on record in several interviews talking about how, like this is entertainment. I'm not actually out here doing none of this shit. Niggas need to get money. Niggas need to do this. Niggas need to stop buying jewelry. That shit is worthless once you buy it. Start getting real estate. Like he's been talking about business. I don't want and he's been giving back too. So I don't want people to think, oh shit, he heard about these indictments and now he's trying to clean his act up. Now, if you've been following him at all, you've heard him talk about this stuff before. He talks about owning his own shit. He's talked about this ad nauseum before. Whenever he does talk, because he doesn't talk much. So I want people to be clear about that. Now, whether you can do both, whether you can make music one way about it and then talk about something outside the booth, I think it's more or less, this is where I think the problem lies. As adults, we understand what's going on, generally speaking. Kids, it may be a little harder to decipher because when we were coming up, bro, niggas like that were talking street shit, that rap, that were relatively young, like niggas like Lil Wayne, like you never really believed that Wayne was being active at the time he was rapping with Cash Money.
He ain't really talking no street shit though. Like
what?
Nah, Lil Wayne was just a rapper. Like BG talk street shit. Like
bro, run back Wayne old shit, bro. He's talking street. He's just not cursing. He wasn't cursing though, but he's talking street shit. 50 shots will set it off. What are we talking about?
But it's
what is that?
Different. Yeah, it's a difference though. Like you're talking about like a rapper's version of street shit.
That's what I mean.
Like, but okay.
That's my whole point. We didn't look at Wayne as being someone who had one foot in and one foot out. You looked at him for the art of it. Nowadays, in the Chief Keef era, you looked at niggas like Chief Keef and was like, oh, them niggas is fresh from outside. Like these niggas got ankle monitors. Like these niggas are really out here about it today. And it blurred the line between entertainment and real life. And so now when kids or new acts come into hip hop, they think that they have to be really about that shit. They're not really talking about the art of it. They're talking about how real they are. And it looks very authentic. And that scares some people. They look like they fresh out of the Channel 5 News front store, leading story. That's how it looks. Like, look at niggas and how they rocking shit, bro. It's like they're leaning into that image, which I understand again, but it's an image at the end of the day.
The difference in that, and why I disagree, is the art form of it was always clear with Lil Wayne because he took it serious. Like to you and I, even growing up and that being our favorite rapper, it was always, even before he said, I'm the best rapper in the world, we knew Lil Wayne was trying to be the best rapper in the world. His merits came from being in the booth. He may have seen Baby and BG and Juvie and them niggas do street shit, hence being able to talk about it. Versus 21 Savage, Chief Keef, the new Nick Jeezy, those niggas' merits supposedly come from being in the streets. Like Chief Keef just started getting good recognition not Chief Keef, 21 Savage. Like niggas really didn't even respect him as a rapper until here as of late. But all that, in my opinion, merit comes from, oh, I'm in the streets doing this shit. Now, I do think that you can do both, though. And how you do that is you can't preach to niggas. Like, if Chief Keef was, damn, why? Because you said that. If 21 Savage approaches and said, damn, I didn't realize that my lyrics was doing this out here in the streets because I ain't been out here. I'm going to make a conscious effort to change my approach on how I talk about shit on records. If that's the tweet, you don't get spin the block 2 times in response. You get, oh, okay, so this nigga actually.
But that's not being able to do both, though. That means you can't do both, then.
Absolutely, you can't do both. So which one is more important to you? Do you really give a fuck, or are you just trying to preach to niggas and tell niggas, oh, it's cool for me to get in here and rap about it? But at the same time, if violence happens from it, then you can't run and tweet about it if you're not having something actionable behind it. That's the only reason that niggas gave him flack, because that's not an actionable statement. When you say, oh, we need to stop the violence, not you, not Mr. Spin the Block 2 times. You're not coming to tell me that, a nigga that might have to actually spin the block 2 times because I'm in some real shit. Versus coming to be like, hey, you know what? I didn't realize niggas was interpreting this shit like this. I didn't know niggas was going out to baseball games having fun and motherfuckers was getting shot 6 times because I'm in the house. I just rap about this shit. So you know what I'm gonna do? I'm gonna make a conscious effort not to do it. Now I ain't gonna be perfect. I ain't gonna say I'm just completely separating myself from my brand and never gonna rap about it again, because I came from it and I seen it. But if you're not taking an approach where there's some action behind it and you just preaching to niggas, then no, you can't do both. But if you say, hey, I'm going to take some responsibility too, like Gucci did with the song, I'm taking the responsibility in my art form and saying, hey, I'm going to stop this and I'm putting this down to make other people stop it. Versus a nigga just tweeting and being like, hey, man, this is wrong. Come on,
but
bro.
you can literally say that about any tweet though, bro. If that's the case, if it's just a tweet,
that's fine. You could, but we're talking specifically about 21 Savage.
Why do people tweet free BG, bro? If it's
we're talking specifically about 21 Savage, though, that's a different scenario to me. Like 21 Savage situation is different.
It's all action versus words, though. At the end of the day, is
right. So you can't preach to niggas and say, well, I want you to appreciate my words if there's no action behind it. You come in and telling niggas, oh, we need to stop doing this, but then your next verse is gonna be, I spent the block 2 times, and niggas are always gonna quote you for that. Versus you saying, you know what, I'm gonna take some accountability. I play a part in this. So my effort towards it, I'm gonna try. I ain't necessarily saying I am, and it may not be the next verse, but you definitely will see a conscious effort versus me trying to do something different. You don't get that. Like he's trying to detach himself from it. I'm
gonna read from the DeKalb County tweet. Okay. It's always great to be with 21 Savage each year for his annual back to school giveaway in DeKalb. For 7 years, he has put on this amazing event providing school supplies for our precious youth. What actions are we talking about exactly that he is not tweets doing?
7 years straight, people didn't get shot out there, Animal Brown. What are you talking about? I don't even understand what that
niggas get shot every day, B. What are we talking about?
Not at 21 Savage's softball games. That's the whole point. Like, if he had not put the tweet out and not said nothing, then you would have a point. But you can't come run to Twitter and be like, oh, well, man, niggas need to stop doing this. As I slide off playing, I'm riding to go shoot at my ops, listening to 21 Savage. You can't do
you
that.
Can do that.
No, you can, but you're going to get criticized for being a hypocrite.
No, for sure. I understand the criticism, though. I do.
Okay.
But I'm saying if niggas is sliding on their ops while listening to 21 Savage, I don't think 21 Savage is the problem. That's what I'm saying.
I'm not saying that he's the problem. I'm saying that his approach to it is a problem. He ain't the one.
But he's also putting action, though. That's what I'm saying.
That's not an actionable thing he did, though. Like, just saying this is a problem is not action.
No, I'm talking about the school supplies and the financial literacy stuff. And I'm talking about the community.
Bro, that's like cover. That's cover up. Like, I got all of this. Why you think drug dealers hand out turkeys at Christmas time, nigga?
For the last 7 years?
Yes, nigga.
That's the damned if you do, damned if you don't.
21 is a gang. It ain't even his night. So yeah, for the last 7 years, he covered one. I'm not getting into that, but there's a reason that he does the school drives, and it ain't because he rapped like that.
Why does Lil Baby do them then?
Same reason. Yeah, I can't be new to you. I mean, you can't.
I'm just asking for clarity.
Okay. Same reason. My point in all of that is, though, without action, he's going to receive the criticism. I'm not placing any blame on him like you're trying to force me to. There's no blame that I'm placing on 21 Savage other than you can't put out a tweet saying that without expectations to be called a hypocrite. But if you put a tweet out saying, hey, you know what? I'm going to take some responsibility, because he didn't in that tweet. Taking responsibility is not having a school drive, bro.
You're damned if you don't.
That's the same. It's not the same.
I ain't taking responsibility for a nigga.
Oh, 6 niggas got shot, but I handed out some backpacks.
I'm not taking responsibility for no dumbass nigga shooting a kid at a softball game, bro. I'm not gonna stand.
You're not rapping about spinning the block 10 times.
It don't matter. I'm still not staying.
You was on this podcast telling niggas how to shoot up schools and do all this weird shit that motherfuckers get locked up for. Then you would have to take some responsibility for that.
Nah, I ain't taking that. Hell no. Wow.
That's
and nuts. I wouldn't advise any artist to do that.
I mean, hey,
please don't do that.
That's different, man. That's different. Next, we got Bobby Shmurda, your man's, says he will, speaking of accountability and responsibility, Bobby Shmurda says he'll never be a drill rapper. He's never going to fit into that box that everybody tries to fit him in. He's here to have fun and make good music. Is that the right idea? Is he losing brand recognition?
Man, when I first read this, I thought it said Bobby Shmurda said he will never be a rapper again. And that would have been amazing. That would have been the headline of the year. But it says never be a drill rapper. Now I'm sad because I actually like drill music. And I think Bobby Shmurda might actually fit into it. And it's his best route to making some decent music because the shit that he's trying now is not working. The dance fun shit, bro, none of that matters if you're making whack music. Nobody's dancing to anything trash, whether it's trash drill, trash regular shit, whatever else you got up your sleeve. You're gonna try to make dance music, nigga, like Beyonce and Drake. If it's trash, it doesn't fucking matter. So that's what Bobby Shmurda is on right now. Unfortunately, I am rooting for him. I am hoping he finds another lane. We've talked about this already on the show. I'm hoping he finds another lane. I want him to do well. I just also want him to put the mic down, step out of the booth, or get a ghostwriter and one of them UK niggas to make some drill beats for you, dude. That's your only hope. That's your only chance. Ride the wave that Fabio and Pop Smoke have paved for you. If you don't want to do that, then that's on you. Rowdy is trying that, but he doesn't have the personality like Bobby Shmurda does. Bobby Shmurda has the it factor that Rowdy doesn't. And so he could go that route. I think it would work for him. Other than that, if you're not going to do that, bro, just stop rapping. Please. For me. For us.
Yeah. Somebody's giving this kid bad advice, man. Like we talked about it, like you said here, he should lean more into being a personality versus rapping. And now that he's doubling down saying, hey, you know what? I am going to make music. He's not even trying to make the easy shit.
Exactly.
I'm trying to go make shit like with Mariah Carey. Like, what, man, what are you doing, bro? Like when niggas started emulating Future style, Future didn't run and try to do something else. I doubled down. I'm the originator, nigga. They want to hear this original. This is what they tuning in for and trying to do. So y'all might get popping off of this, but I'm gonna take it back and always have that lane because so many people are trying to sound like me. That's the approach Bobby Shmurda should take. If it means, like you said, hiring writers, whatever it means, bro, just put a hot song out.
Exactly.
And it should be a drill song. And then you should get the fuck away from rap and go ahead and make the money off the personality like every other rapper is doing. Like, it just seems like he's just getting bad advice. Like he's in the studio. Like it's just too much stuff that he's trying to be something that he's not. And the whole appeal to Bobby Shmurda and Hot Nigga was the authenticity. And now it feels like we're not getting that authenticity from him anymore. It's like you're trying to be this industry dude. Like, why, bro? No one wants to see a former reformed drill street nigga turned industry dude. We want to see the street nigga having fun, doing fun music about that. You ain't got to rap about killing niggas. I ain't going to be a hypocrite like we were just talking about in our last segment, but make it drill fun. Like find a way to do that. Like find a way to do something that fits more to what you got going on versus I feel like so many other people telling him, hey man, this may work. Oh, this may work. Oh, this may work. Because it ain't working.
Stop rapping, man. And I swear, I want to like Bobby Shmurda, but he's making it difficult.
Hard. It's hard, man. It's hard.
Let's keep it New York, man. Funk Flex, yeah, man. Called out Joel Santana, said, yo, it's been too long. You ain't putting no music out. He challenged him. He also did the same thing to Fab, Fabolous. He said, man, I hope you don't get mad, but I know you making 80 bands just to do walkthroughs, bro, so you feel like you ain't got to make no music. I'm challenging you to make music. I need a song by next Thursday. He gave him 6 days to make a record. My question, are you here for either one of these artists? And are you here for Funk Flex calling them out?
I like this, man. I think this puts a battery in the back of people who probably from our generation more so than young niggas because they drop every 2 weeks. But yeah, just niggas that you want to hear. I want to hear Fab come through, murder something real quick, and he can duck back off in his hole. I ain't necessarily here for the Joel song as much, but if if Flex made this a thing and he was calling out niggas that I wanted to hear, then let's do this. Let's make this a thing every Thursday. I done called a nigga out with a hot song or a hot 16 because I'm interested to see Fab's approach just on some solo dolo, not feature shit in 2022. The streets need it.
Yeah, Fab hasn't dropped an album since 2019. Summertime Shootout 3.
That's an album?
Yeah, it did 6,000 first week.
Shut the front door.
Yep. So if you're Fab and apparently you're getting 80,000 for a walkthrough.
When did he stop rap?
And your last album did 6,000 first week, would you rap? Probably not. First of all, who's paying Fab 80,000 for a walkthrough? Respectfully, like I fuck with Fab heavy.
You get that in Connecticut and Delaware.
80, man, you're not getting your money back, bro. I don't give a fuck. Inflation is real. I get it, but come on, bro. Let's be serious. New York
prices, though. Them New York prices too. He probably can get them in places in New York. No,
ain't that, bro? If he's getting 80,000 for a walkthrough, bro, what is niggas
Fab
actually like hot right now getting, bro? I'm finna start rapping. If Fab is getting 80,000 for a walkthrough, I'm finna start rapping. Fuck it.
That ain't just like unbelievable. Now stop it. AD.
Shit.
That's not unbelievable that Fab can walk somewhere. Like in Miami, I'm sure he can get 80. New York, maybe some places. No, nowhere in California, I'm sure, but Vegas, he can get 80.
Yeah, everybody get 80 in Vegas.
Yeah, like stuff like that. I'm sure he's talking about.
But I do like this energy though. I'm not gonna lie, I do like this energy coming from Funk Flex.
Who would you call out? If you could call out anybody, you have Flex platform, they listening to you, you can call out a nigga, just who you want a 16 from.
I'm trying to think who else is missing, because he's gonna name New York niggas, let's be clear.
Facts.
I don't know who else is missing that I want to hear from. Like 50's missing, but I don't want to hear that. Is Jada dropped 2 years ago. I mean, he's still kind of out here.
Plus he active. Yeah, he just obliterated the goddamn versus stage listed a year ago. That's a good question. Who would you call out on Deckers? Like if you could call out anybody, you've been dormant, they on the milk carton, and tell them to drop the 16 within a week, I wonder who that would be. Y'all leave a comment somewhere.
And for the record, Juelz hasn't dropped an album since 2005. He only had 2. Now, he did drop a mixtape in 2020 that I know for a fact no one heard, but an actual album, 2005.
Mine would be Schoolboy Q.
He's not from New York.
Well, I just, in general, a 16 from somebody. I would want a 16 from Schoolboy Q or J-Rock. One of them two niggas. Just to see where they at with it.
I'm here for both of them too. And they both need to drop tomorrow, actually. Let's keep it up top, man. Your man, Tory Lanez. He's back being vocal. He's been vocal all year, honestly. He made an interesting claim about this year in 2022. He said, he tweeted, for the first time in a long time, everything in music is mid right now. Like I truly haven't heard a project that has moved me in the last 8 to 9 months. 2022, what the fuck is going on with you, my boy? Does he have a point? 2022 has been mid.
He may have a point. Like I agree with him just because I ain't as tapped in with new stuff that's coming out and checking for it as quickly as it comes out. But Tory Lanez ain't the nigga to deliver this message, bro. Like you ain't just been dropping heat rock, my nigga, and just like killing shit. Like you barely got good recognition, name recognition in the industry right now. So you coming out and saying, oh shit, man, it just looks like a ploy to get motherfuckers to talk about you or somebody to take a shot at you or some shit like that. Like, no, I'm not buying this from Tory Lanez. I personally feel like it's mid, but that's just because I'm not as tapped in with as many new artists as maybe I used to be when hip hop and new music meant a lot more to me. So with that being said, I'm sure you could pull a 20 to 24-year-old in right now and they'll tell you, man, hip hop in the best place that it's been in a long time because most of their favorite artists are active and they putting out music and they got the hit pass to go back on and new shit to look forward to. That ain't such the case with my favorite artists anymore as far as shit to look forward to. You never know when the legacy acts from our era are going to drop. So like I said, I could tend to agree with Tory Lanez, but I don't think that he's speaking from a genuine place. That nigga just hating.
Yeah. it's ironic that, of course, he hasn't dropped this year. He dropped in 2021, and the last project he dropped was kind of that. It was that Alone at Prom joint that was kind of like the Weeknd sounding type music or whatever the case. He elaborated a little more. He said, "Don't get it twisted. We're getting by off what's out now, and you might have some heaters on an album every here and there, but I miss the Kush and Orange Juice So Far Gone mixtape era when the body of work was more important than a fucking hit song." He went on to say that Kendrick has some heat. He said there are albums I liked: Kendrick, Breezy, Dirk, NBA. There's a few more I just can't think off the top of my head, but I really can't think of a 2022 version of Reasonable Doubt, The Chronic, or College Dropout. So to say a classic hasn't come out this year.
Nigga, the albums that nigga name.
That's what I'm.
Nigga, these 3 of the best fucking albums ever. Nigga, get the fuck out of here. Ain't no Reasonable Doubt dropped this year. No shit, nigga.
Yeah, it ain't dropped since Reasonable Doubt came
ain't
out.
No Graduation dropped since Graduation, bro. What are we talking about, bro?
But I will say, you could argue if a classic has dropped this year. I'm always gonna find enough for me to listen to this year, and I think plenty has come out that I like. I like Vince Staples' project. I thought that shit was fire. I really like Sayari the Kid shit. That shit was fire. I really like Joey Badass shit. I think that shit's super dope.
Was dope.
I thought Kendrick shit. I thought that shit was super dope. You know what I'm saying? So there's been some shit that came out, bro. But you're not finna we're not gonna have a year like 98, bro, where like 7 classics come out. Like it's just that's not realistic, bro. In my opinion.
Or we can go back to the thing that I said for 21 Savage and putting your money where your mouth is. Put out a better album, then, nigga. If you said mid coming out, put a better album out than Kendrick had and all them niggas that you just named.
Yep.
That's what I'd like to see, Tory Lanez.
Yep. No, I ain't mad. And that's probably what he waiting on somebody to say so he could drop a song. He got a song in the cut and he's praying.
Yeah, this is some that new age.
He is praying somebody calls him out so he can
lure
drop
you
song.
Into a trap bullshit. Some of that new age. Yeah. So moving on, speaking of new age, and one of the biggest of the new generation, or at least we were thinking up until recently, Meg dropped a new song with Future. Didn't really hit like she wanted to, so she took to the tweet streets and said the label hates her and all of these other things were going wrong. My question to you, Animal Brown, it seems like we asked this before, but we're back at it again due to the recent events. Is there reason for concern with Meg Thee Stallion's career?
I don't think so. This is how to keep your name hot. Her name's been in the news for a week now off of The Rock's comments that he said, she was in this week's episode of P-Valley. I see she guest starred in that. She just did her freestyle. She just dropped a freestyle over at LA Leakers. I haven't pressed play yet. I'm going to see what she did on that. That'll circle the internet streets for a couple of days. She's doing what she needs to do to keep her name out here. I think the Tina Snow 2 project is what's supposed to be on deck. She'll be fine. She's got the it factor, bro, that we talked about that other cats don't have. So she can do other things. Her brand has spread its wings. You'll fuck around and see her in a L'Oreal commercial, bro. Like she'll always be straight because she has a brand. Now, if she was solely relying on the music, then it might get tricky that her label seems to be hating her, according to her. Everybody's label hates everybody according to everybody, dude. We've heard it all before. You're not going to keep crying. It's going to sound like you crying wolf after a while, because we've heard this whole thing with her and Carl Lewis or whatever the fuck the nigga name is, bro. Like whatever the CEO name, and they used to play baseball of the little boutique label that she signed to. Yeah. We don't. Bro, nobody cares about that shit, man. I understand that she made, but the public don't care. That shit came and went. You Google her name, people are talking about The Rock, bro. They're not talking about her statement about her record label.
They're not, but I think that's the reason for concern, because when you Google her name, they're not talking about the song. She just dropped a song with probably the biggest artist in rap right now, other than Lil Baby. Future.
That song was mid.
My point, exactly. Woo. Like, there's gonna be a point in time. I'm not necessarily saying that it's here now, but she's going to be in that same boat when we were talking about Bobby Shmurda. Like, you were the first one to do it, the hot girl shit. You was out there shaking and living life. It was a hot girl summer. But now everybody doing that shit. Now you got Glorilla, and you got the City Girls and the numerous other female acts that are about to start coming down the pipeline because Meg, you made it so hot. And it's going to be hard to start separating yourself, even if she's a better rapper than them, because it's always something else. It ain't never the thing that makes her better. And that's the music. Like what makes her better than the other people that I named is she's a better rapper than they are. But it ain't been about rapping in a long ass time. And when you got Glorilla out here having fun, like people see that you got JT and unfortunately, Young Miami just went through a mental thing, so I can't necessarily say having fun. But up until that point with Diddy, like that's what they want to see from their female rappers. They don't want to see all this beef, this back and forth. The Rock claiming this and your boyfriend stepping in. Like nobody wants to see that shit, man. People want to see you having fun, living a hot girl summer. That's when you were at your hottest. Get back to that. Similar to what I was saying about Bobby Shmurda, like she getting too far away. And you're right. She has an awesome brand and she's gonna always be able to eat from that. But if she's talking about music and what she was on when she first came out, being one of the best female rappers, she's getting way too far away from that. And it's cause for concern for me.
I'm definitely gonna check for the freestyle though.
Yeah, she was ripping that. And then that's what she's good at.
Chance to listen to it, Jay.
Like I had her on. She was on that Regulators beat.
Yeah, that's hard. Yeah, I got it. That's hard.
She was real. Like it ain't no other girl probably that could get up there and do that other than Nicki.
That's hard.
Like she was ripping that.
I believe it.
And I know, like I say, no other girl, because what's her name? What's that girl name? With Ninth Wonder? Nah, the Ninth Wonder chick.
Oh, Rhapsody.
She can get up there and do that. It just won't be the same. Like she can rap as well, but it won't be the same content. And that's what makes Meg different. Like
but
being
Lotto
able
could
to rap
though.
that. Lotto could get up there and do
Lotto
that. You're right. Lotto is another breed. Her and Meg the same. Meg, she coming. But Meg, stay listen.
That's true.
Facts.
And Rhapsody is somebody I wouldn't mind hearing from right now too. Though you mentioned
that
somebody
is that would be a good call out. That would be a good 16 call out. Where are you, Rhapsody?
I'm fucking with that, right, man. Yeah. One more quick hit, man, before we do get to some wins or some losses, because we do got those on deck. Young Jock gave his explanation on why Atlanta has not fallen off yet. He had a very interesting response to that. He said, hey, man, we've got the biggest airport down here. We've got several HBCUs. It's a big melting pot. People come from out of town, hear the music that's down here, and then they send it back home and spread it across the United States. Other cities do not have that luxury. My question to you, do you agree with that take?
Absolutely. That is a great point.
Yeah.
Similar to the point of why New York was so popular in the beginning, because all of the major record labels were based there and it was the hub of where music came from. So it would start there, and if they thought it was hot, it would spread across the country. Yep. Absolutely. Young Jock has a brilliant point with this. Most people want to be in Atlanta. They move down here when they start making money. Stars, and like you said, even the HBCUs, airports, people see how fun it is. And again, like you said, it gets shipped out. We used to drive to Atlanta or make it a point when we came down here to go down by the underground and go get the mixtapes that was out in Atlanta. What Drama have new? What did what's his man's name with Drama? Cannon. What did he have new? Always would make sure you left Atlanta with about 5 or 6 mixtapes when you came down here on a trip. At least we did from Nashville, and apparently everybody else did too.
No, I thought that was a really, really good take. He was asked, what about Houston? What you think happened with Houston and Texas? Because they had a run in the mid-2000s. He said, you got to understand, just because maybe we got put on to a lot of the Houston stuff in the mid-2000s, bro, they was already on. They were eating very good. Slim Thug eating very good. So they got comfortable with only really needing to sell in state. Same for California. He said, you independent in California, you can sell in state and eat luxuriously with no problems.
Yeah, Glasses just popular damn near in Cali. People know who he is because of the podcast, but he got a well-established career as a rapper.
Exactly.
Just like you said, Slim Thug. So, and yeah, it's a level of comfort. If I can do this, what the people who are closest to me like and know for sure that it's going to sell versus taking a chance and trying to catch nationally and maybe having a hit going through the Bobby Shmurda phase, give me the other.
Because he said if it work here, then it can work across the country, because across the country is here.
Yeah, that makes sense.
If it was only Atlanta niggas here, then their ears would be trained to really just fuck with one type of thing. Like that's just, and you would be hot here. But since it's a melting pot, Man, that shit, I thought that was a really interesting
It
take.
does
I'm
make
not
a lot
gonna
of
lie.
sense too. And it goes to, like you said, the ears being trained and how you take it in. When you're here for college or you're here to have fun for the weekend, you go into the A, we turn it up. When racks on racks on racks come on in the club, you're like, I want to take that with me.
Yep.
I want to take that sound with me versus going somewhere else where you, like you said, you may never even been there. Like
Yep.
there are a lot of talented artists in Nashville, but how does that music get exported?
There you go.
Like who's there to take that? That is a brilliant point, actually.
Very
Shout out
good
to Young
point.
Jock, man. That is
Yeah.
his people was in music too, so he know that.
Yeah, nah, that was dope. Very insightful.
Very much
Wins
so.
or losses, man? What we got?
Wins and some losses, and then we'll be out of here. Thank you for tapping into the On Deck TV show. This is the quick hits episode. No topic this week, man. Win or loss, Animal Brown, $5.5 million in funding awarded to the Hip Hop Museum in New York.
Man, that's a big W, man. Hopefully they can get that shit cracking. Definitely pulling up to that whenever it does break ground and or is completed. I don't know if 5.5 is enough. I feel like
That's just start. They got to be like
Okay.
the first phase or something. We need to get run this thing up.
Because that's
Absolutely.
I don't even see how you build anything, any museum for less than 10.
Not in New York, especially.
Exactly.
It's already up and open, so this is just going to add to the operations of it. I look forward to tapping in when I make it back up to New York City, if they will allow me for shitting on Mobb Deep as frequently as I do. Next win or a loss, man. Recently, Spice One, I want to say. One of them niggas with one of those names like that from out west. He was talking about Tupac being on the set of Poetic Justice and how he ruined his chance with Janet Jackson by sleeping with her backup dancer. Is that a win or a loss?
Man, that's a loss, man. Number one, you can't you mixing business because you on the job with pleasure, and it cost you a chance at Janet Jackson. So that's 2 L's. He tripping. Come on, Pac, do better.
Are we sure, Janet Jackson? Are we sure? Jermaine Dupri cheated on her now. Like, are we sure?
Because niggas is retarded. We know that.
All right, man. But I don't know if I'll make it at a win. Backup dancer could have been bad. Backup dancer could have been J-Lo. But all we know, J-Lo started as a backup dancer. It could have been the J-Lo that didn't make it. So I'm gonna give my boy Pac a W on that. Last win or a loss before we get out of here, man. The Game released the track list for his new album, Drillmatic, and it has 30 songs.
Yeah.
Animal Brown, is it a win or a loss for us, the fans? 30 new Game songs.
If it's anything like that, Born to Rap, nigga, this is 30 W's, nigga. I got to have it. It's a double album, comes out Friday, finally, long awaited. Apparently there's 50 Hove samples. So I'm looking forward to hearing this though, man. 30 is a lot. I'm not gonna lie, I'm gonna have to break this down in pieces, but I'm here for it, bro. Game makes good music. I'm sorry.
Game definitely makes good music. I am terrified of 30 tracks, new tracks.
30 piece nasty though.
30 pieces nuts, trying to get in with the young kids and do the compilation thing. He owe that woman from that case. That's what it is. He trying to run it off that. But hopefully he got 30 songs and not some shit that was just in the tuck. Game makes good albums that are long. Pause. I was trying to figure out a way to say that without getting the pause in there.
Too late.
He makes good long albums, Paul, so he should be able to do this. Who we got for On Decker of the Week, AB?
All right, man, we're going to YouTube. Shout out to Hendrix Loco. He commented on the last episode of the fourth quarter preview where we talked about new joints coming soon. He said, great episode, per usual. Keep Bobby Shmurda. Give us new Step Brothers. I said, hey, I can't do nothing but respect that.
Definitely here for a new Dawn Trip and Starlead. I'll put my barber on some Lido this weekend, man. That nigga had me listening to some nigga from Kansas City or the Bay, man. I had to get that shit off of there, man. You ever heard of this nigga? Get this shit off.
Tech Nine?
Now his name was like actually he was from the Bay, like Kappa or Chopper or
Keep the Sneak?
Nah, I don't know what that nigga name was, man.
It wasn't talking about that though?
It was okay. It was like JB done mentioned one of our homeboys from the Midwest. He didn't mention this dude name before. You know who it is. I just can't think. Jacka. Jacka.
Okay, yeah.
That dude. Yeah, Jacka. It was all right. He just was like, that was his favorite rapper.
But you put him on lead, though. Was he fucking with it?
I did put him on lead, though. He was fucking with it because Jack actually kind of reminded me as far as the subject matter of him. So I figured if he liked him, he would be fucking with that Lido, and he was. He said he gonna fuck with some more shit of it. So shout out him.
Absolutely. Respect that, Hendrix Loco. Excellent comment. We appreciate you tapping in as always. What you got to put me on?
Man, my put on this week is in the television world. I probably mentioned this before last year when I started watching it, but if you didn't get to catch Industry on HBO, 8 episodes, season 2 just started. There are 2 episodes in on that. Really, really good show. It's about the stock market in the UK and this young black chick who kind of cheated her way to get over there and be in the shenanigans. It's a really good show, man. And season 2 started off with a bang. Very good episode.
I can respect it. My put on is something I heard at the Invest Fest. Tyler Perry had an interview. He doesn't really do many interviews. So to get Tyler Perry out there was a big get. And Tyler Perry was asking the host of EYL, Earn Your Leisure, what their plans were for the Invest Fest. And so one of the dudes answered, the one that like Dak Prescott. Yeah. He said, man, last year we had 4,000. This year we had 12,000. We want to get to a place where it's like Essence Fest, where there's like little events going on around the city, and we had 50,000 like Essence Fest. And Tyler Perry said, that's it. And they didn't really know how to answer. They were like, his point was, man, whatever your goal or your dream is, don't put a number on it that's specific to something that's already happening, to something that already exists. He said, think of something that already exists and then go a step beyond that. So I thought that was a really dope takeaway, and it was funny. He was like, nigga, that's it. Absolutely. And they killed niggas. They froze them. And they were like, damn, just so if you're not dreaming big enough, if you're comparing something that you got going on to something that already exists, man, take it one step up, dream bigger. I thought that was dope.
That's how you end up with a house with a runway in your front yard. Dreaming big like that. So yeah, that's a great ass point.
Exactly.
Like you gotta always, and I think a lot of people shy away from that because they're scared of failure. But Agreed. If you set your goal high enough, even where you fall should be a place where you're comfortable.
100%. And people are also scared of what people will think when they tell them what their goal is. They think they're gonna tell them is, man, fuck out of here.
But your goals ain't for everybody too, though. So like it ain't. Yeah, your vision, the reason it's yours is just because like it's yours. Like you can't explain it. It's put it down as best you want. A motherfucker ain't gonna see it the way you see it.
100%.
I feel like that.
Man, we appreciate y'all tapping in for another episode of the On Deck TV show. Make sure you hit the link in the bio to support.
Yes.
Also, youtube.com/OnDeckTV. Hit that subscribe button for your boy one time too.
Facts. You see the merch on the screen. It's some On Deck TV retro shirts. You got some FSP stuff over there. It's some On Deck TV shirts on the site as well. Go check out that stuff. Grab some merch. We appreciate you guys tapping in. We out.
Yes, sir.